Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kreger Center here on the campus of Roanoke College in Salem, Virginia. Tonight we bring you quarterfinal action in the Virginia High School League Group 1A state tournament for girls basketball. The defending state champions, the Fighting Blues of Perry McClure, taking on the Region D runners-up, the Eagles from Rye Cove. Jeremy Franklin with you for tonight's broadcast, coming to you on WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting. High expectations all season long for Adam Gilbert's Perry McClure team after winning the Group 1A state championship last year, finishing 29-2 and not losing anybody from the regular rotation. And so far the Blues have delivered. They are 24-2. They ran roughshod over the Pioneer District in capturing both the regular season and tournament titles. Nobody coming within 40 points or so of the Blues in district play. And they've already accomplished something that did not happen in 2017. That is winning a regional title. The Blues were upended in the West Region Championship in 1A last year by George Wythe. They would get the last laugh against the Maroons, beating them in the state title game in Richmond. But Region C champions, that's what the Fighting Blues are now after they beat Rural Retreat, George Wythe, and Galax in the regional playoffs last week. Fighting Blues again 24-2. Rye Cove is 14-12. Squeaking into the state tournament thanks to a come-from-behind victory in the Region D semifinals over Patrick Henry from Glade Spring. They lost a couple of close games to Patrick Henry in Cumberland District play during the regular season, but won 47-46 last Thursday. So despite a loss to Eastside, 58-39 in the regional final, Rye Cove in the state tournament for the first time in a long time. This school won the Group A title way back in 1987, seeking its first state semifinal appearance since 1994. It's a veteran team, as of course are the Fighting Blues, but there are 6 seniors on the active roster for Rye Cove, 3 of them in the starting lineup, 2 pairs of sisters in the starting 5 for the Eagles. Neither are sets of twins, a senior and a junior, the Rollers, another senior and a junior, the Rotons, who are the Rye Cove leaders this season. We are getting set for tip-off here at Roanoke College. One of 4 Group 1A quarterfinals. The winner of this game will face either Eastside, the Region D champions, or Galax, the team that the Blues beat in the Region C final last week. Those 2 teams square off tomorrow night at UVA Wise, and the winner of that game would determine the location of the next game in the semifinals, either here in Salem on Monday or down at Wise on Tuesday. Group 1A state championship is set for 2 o'clock next Friday afternoon. Had a chance to catch up with 8th-year head coach Adam Gilbert, who was just named the Pioneer District Coach of the Year, as we get you set for this Group 1A state basketball quarterfinal. Here is the Blues head coach. Joining me now is Perry McClure head coach Adam Gilbert. Adam, something that you and I have talked a lot about covering your team for the News Gazette this year is the pressure that's on the Fighting Blues, both externally as the defending state champions, internally because of how much you guys want to succeed. How have you balanced that out and been able to make it back to the state tournament?
We try not to think about it too much. Just take one day at a time, show up and try to be the best we can be on that particular day. We've said at the beginning of the year, if we continue to do that and just stay the course, hopefully by the end of the year, we'll be where we want to be.
Your team accomplished something this year that you did not do during the state championship run in 2017. That's win the regional championship. What does that Region C title mean to your program?
It's nice to finally get one of those. I think the last one in the school history was 1978, so it was nice to get one of those. The girls, that was one of their goals that we kind of had talked about at the beginning of the year, that we knew we didn't get one last year, but we'd really like to try to get one this year. And we knew we had a good chance to do it, but you still have to go out and execute and play. And you have to have a little luck. The ball's got to bounce your way a few times, and to this point it has. So it was nice. It was nice to finally get a regional title.
You were able to beef up the regular season schedule this year. You played teams like Lord Botetourt and Broadway. You had the early home-and-home with Floyd County. Do you feel even more prepared for the postseason this year because of the teams that you played during the regular season?
Yeah, I do. I think our non-district schedule helped us more than it hurt us. Playing the quality of teams that we did early on, and sprinkled in some later in the season. So that definitely helped. I don't know if we'll see anybody like a Lord Botetourt or a Floyd County or a Gate City or Broadway in the 1A playoffs. Galax is a very good team. They just don't have the depth that some of these other teams that we're playing had. But I do think it has prepared us moving forward.
I want to talk for a minute about your two seniors. Kate Beverly has had a great season. I know you're missing Hannah Kraft right now. She got hurt in the regional quarterfinal game. Those two players have been on the varsity squad for 4 years, part of 97 wins, which is just phenomenal. What have Kate and Hannah meant to your program?
They've meant the world. They're kids who show up every day wanting to get better, eager to get better. And they've provided some leadership for some of these younger kids when they came up as freshmen. I know they were only sophomores, but they've kind of been the moms, quote unquote, the moms on the team. That's what the kids call them. They kind of make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing in practice, out of practice. Just taking that leadership role has been nice. It's kind of taken some of the pressure off some of the younger kids. But as you said, 97 wins for 4 years, and Lord willing, we'll have 3 more. It's unreal the ride that they've taken us on. We've been a part of. So I couldn't be prouder of the two of those kids.
You've got a great junior class, of course, right behind him. We could talk individually about all 9 of those players and what they've contributed, because they have all contributed to your team this season. But in particular, wanted to speak about 2 of the leaders in terms of stats, starting lineups. Madison Dunlap, who's been your leader in scoring and rebounding. Peyton Moeller, the floor general, so to speak. What have you seen from them, especially now that they're back in the postseason?
Their level of play is picked up. Peyton, in particular, she's a gamer, but she just has that look in her eye now that, hey, the games mean something now. Not that they didn't mean anything in the regular season, but she's got that determined look in her eye, and I've gotten some compliments from a few other coaches that we played that she's a floor general, as you said, and they're really impressed with the way she plays, and kind of keeps us not too high, not too low out there on the basketball floor, especially on the offensive end. And then Madison's probably the best athlete that I've been able to coach in the 8 years that I've been here at Parent McCluer. She's just a really good ball player, and she has that same look, and it's almost like the kids that flipped a switch. I tell them not to. You should never flip a switch. You should always be the same night in, night out. But you can tell that they're a little bit more locked in right now, and that's a good thing. I think they really want to get back and have a chance to repeat. And that these 2 kids have been a big part of it the last 2 years, and they're a big part of it again this year.
State tournament begins for your team against Rye Cove in the quarterfinals tonight. What's the matchup like with the Eagles? What are the keys for a Blues victory?
We've got to get out and pressure the basketball. They've got some guards that can really shoot it. At times they look like they're taking crazy shots and they look like they're out of control. But the more film that I've watched, the more I've seen them on tape. I think it's a controlled chaos. They like playing that way. We've got to be able to box out, get long rebounds, 50-50 balls. And then on our end, we've got to be able to handle their pressure. They do play extremely hard. They're going to put a lot of pressure on our guards, but we've got the size advantage inside, so we should be able to get the ball inside and see what we can do there. But our guards, again, have got to be able to handle their pressure, and ultimately we need to turn them over.
Adam, thanks for joining us. Best of luck here in the state quarterfinals.
All right, thank you, Jeremy.
Great visit there with Adam Gilbert. It is 8th season as the head coach of the Blues. He's won 134 games, 97-16 over the last 4 years. 2016 squad advanced to the state semifinals, and then, of course, the state championship, the first in program history last year for Barry McClure against George Wythe. State quarterfinal matchup for the Fighting Blues, the Region C champions against the Region D runners-up, the Eagles of Rye Cove. Jeremy Franklin with you at the Kreger Center in Salem. Our coverage coming to you on WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting. Time for the starting lineups first for Kelly Hood's Rye Cove team, which comes in at 14-12. They'll send out Abigail Roller, a 5'8 senior, Lexi Roten, a 5'6 senior, Katie Roller, a 5'4 junior, Reagan Kearns, a 5'8 senior, and Grace Roten, a 5'7 junior. Now for the Fighting Blues in the backcourt. Kate Beverly, a 5'8" senior, Peyton Moeller, a 5'8" junior, and Haley Huffman, a 5'7" junior. The forwards are McKenna Smith, a 5'10" junior, and Madison Dunlap, a 5'9" junior. Dunlap, the leading scorer and rebounder for the Blues, 13 points, 6.9 boards per game. Kate Beverly averages 10.4 points. Peyton Moeller, 9.3 points and 6 assists. But this is a very deep, very balanced Fighting Blues team. They will press heavily, mix up defenses, try to take control of this game early. On the Rye Cove side, Lexi Roten, a career 1,000-point scorer, averaging about 15 a game. Abigail Roller, 14 points per game. She scored 30 in the Eagles Region D quarterfinal win against Honaker last week. The Eagles in gray tonight with gold letters, numbers, white trim. Perry McClure is the higher seed, the regional champion in the home white. Blue letters, numbers, blue trim. Glad to have you with us as we are underway in the state quarterfinals. The Blues control the tap. They go right to left here in the first half. Dunlap gets it up top, right wing to Peyton Moeller. She'll feed the corner to Kate Beverly. Inside to Smith. Kick to Moeller. Left wing Huffman. Little matchup zone here for Rye Cove. Beverly gets it deep right corner. Open for three. Too strong. And the rebound to Reagan Kearns of Rye Cove. Up the floor comes Abigail Roller. Roller dribbles to the top of the arc and then feeds it back out to Lexi Roten. Now Grace Roten. Bounce pass right side to Abigail Roller, who travels. Watch the turnover count. Perry McClure forcing an average of 31.8 turnovers per game this season. And they feel just as confident they can make plays in the half-court man-to-man as in the full-court press. 7:22 to go opening period, looking for the first points of this game. Here's Beverly on the left wing. Skip pass to Moeller on the right side. Now to Huffman in the corner. She'll fake the three. Work it out to Moeller, who launches the triple. That is way too short, out of bounds to Rye Cove with 7:10 to play here in the period. Moeller coming off a season-high 22 points in the Region C Championship win over Galax. You heard Adam Gilbert say that she and Madison Dunlap have stepped it up a notch here in the postseason, which is saying something because they were both excellent all year long. Here's the Blues 2-2-1 press, and Rye Cove just does beat a 10-second count, getting the ball across the timeline. Pull up three on the right side, too strong for Grace Roten, and Beverly controls the rebound for the Blues. Beverly up the floor, long pass ahead to Moeller. Now inside to Dunlap. Kick to Beverly, open right side, three, no good. Dunlap tying up on the rebound with Grace Roten. It will go to the Eagles on the alternating possession. Blues have missed some jump shots early, still scoreless with 6:42 to play in the first quarter. Dead ball does allow the Blues to set up their press. Almost a steal for Dunlap against Katie Roller, who gets it over. Now picks up her dribble in a bad spot, able to feed it across to Lexi Roten. Now the ball back in the hands of Grace Roten. Grace Roten feeds Lexi, her sister, on the cut. Nothing there. She'll pull it back out. And the Eagles reset the offense here. Now Abigail Roller driving to the foul line. Ball knocked away by Beverly to the deck to pick it up. And then we've got a whistle and a foul. And it's going to go against Rye Cove. So the Blues with the takeaway. And then Abigail Roller called for the foul, our first of this game. 0-0, 6:17 to play here in the first quarter. Beverly will drop it into Moeller. Rye Cove playing a sagging zone in the half court. Now they've extended that into a 1-3-1, three-quarter court pressure. The Blues don't have any trouble with it. And Moeller's got it on the right wing. To Huffman in the corner, back to Moeller. Now Dunlap, left elbow jumper up, and good. First points of this state quarterfinal come just over 2 minutes in. A bucket for the Blues leading scorer. And full court press, and Peyton Moeller called for a foul, but deep backcourt made some contact with Abigail Roller. Blues defense phenomenal, not just the turnovers force, but opponent scoring 24.5 points per game, shooting 25% from the field. Press break for Rye Cove. Here's Lexi Roten open for three on the wing, and she knocks it down. Lexi Roten with the tray, and a 3-2 lead for Rye Cove. 5:39 to play, opening quarter. Moeller, deep right corner to Huffman. Feed inside for Smith, kick back to Moeller. Left wing Dunlap attacking the rim. Contact underneath, no whistle. The ball knocked away. It's loose out on the perimeter. Huffman goes down to get it, and the Blues can reset the offense here. Dunlap gets it at the foul line. Kicks to the corner. Huffman open for three. It's short. And had a good box out and rebound for Reagan Kearns. Katie Roller ahead to Abigail Roller. Roller, transition drive, and she's drawn the second foul on Peyton Moeller on the way up on the low block. So some early foul trouble for Peyton Moeller. Picks up her second personal with 5:11 to go here in the first period. We're going to see our first subs of the game for the Blues. Free throws for Abigail Roller. First one is up and good. Tristan Clark, Emma Camden, Maggie Patterson all in for the Blues. Moeller, of course, exiting with the foul trouble. Beverly and Dunlap stay on the floor. Abigail Roller hits them both, and a 5-2 lead for Rye Cove with 5:09 left in the first period here in Salem. Dunlap gets it, feeds Beverly, left side three is up, no good. Offensive rebound, Emma Camden, layup too strong. Camden fighting for it, gets it again, kicks to Dunlap. Dunlap trying to attack, it's not there. She'll hand behind to Maggie Patterson. Patterson, right wing to Camden. Still a zone look for Rye Cove. And unless the Blues start hitting some jump shots, they're not going to abandon that. Here's Beverly, deep left corner. Gets it to Clark in the high post. Back out to Camden, ready to shoot the three ball. It is short. And a scrum for the rebound in the lane. We're going to have a held ball whistle, and it will stay with Perry McClure. Just the one basket so far for the Blues. They're getting good looks, mostly from the outside. Just not hitting them thus far. 4:33 to play. And the Blues down by 3. Inbounds to Patterson. Patterson to Dunlap. She'll attack the rim. Now flip it back to Beverly. To Patterson, back to Beverly. Pulls up left baseline. 14-footer goes 13 off the side of the iron. And Abigail Roller's got it for Rye Cove. Tight-looking jump shots for the Blues in this opening period. Here's Grace Roten handing off to Abigail Roller to Kearns. Back out to Lexi Roten. Fakes the three. Pulls up left elbow. Jump shot in and out. And Tristan Clark boards the miss for the Blues. Midway point of this opening period. Rye Cove 5, Perry McClure 2. Blues get it to Dunlap. Kick to Patterson. Fakes the three. Hands off to Camden. Camden into the lane. Stops there. Works it back to Patterson. Now Dunlap posting up a double team. Around it comes to Camden, right baseline, feeds Dunlap for the short jumper. That won't go. That was 8 feet away. Dunlap hits that shot 9 times out of 10. At the other end, Katie Roller, still a 5-2 lead for Rye Cove. 3:34 left in the first period. Lexi Roten on the wing, handing off to Abigail Roller. Roller works baseline and then travels. Got caught by a double team and the feet kept moving, so it's a turnover, and it will be Perry McClure basketball. Little full court pressure from Rye Cove. Matchup zone extended really to about the three-quarter court mark. Blues get it over. Here's Beverly. Off to Maggie Patterson. Patterson back to Beverly on the left wing. Patterson again top of the arc. Exchange with Beverly. Shoots another three. Finally gets one to go. Kate Beverly's had a great year shooting the ball. And knocks down a three. We're tied at 5 as we hit the 3-minute mark here in the first period. Blues press off the made basket. Abigail Roller, good catch in traffic. Takes it down the lane. The floater is up and good over top of Tristan Clark. Tough shot for Abigail Roller, who's got 4. And it's a 7-5 lead for Rye Cove. The Eagles are scared of the Blues' resume. We have not seen that in the opening 5+ minutes. Emma Camden to Tristan Clark in the corner. Clark driving baseline. Gets to the rim and gets fouled. We'll see the first free throws of the game coming up for the Blues. Foul is on Reagan Kearns, her first, team second. Stops the clock with 2:34 to go. Tristan Clark, the junior, averaging 5.2 points, 4.6 rebounds. Second team all-district selection. First free throw is up and in. Haley Huffman returning for the Blues in place of Camden. Peyton Moeller continuing to sit with the 2 personal fouls. Second one for Clark, good as well. Just a 44% foul shooter, but Clark knocks them both down. We're tied at 7. Up the floor comes Abigail Roller. Dribbles deep left corner. Picked up there by Dunlap. Keeps her bounce, gets into the lane, and banks it in. Abigail Roller has 6 of the 9 for Rye Cove. It's another 2-point lead for the Eagles. At the other end, Huffman out to Maggie Patterson. Left side to Beverly. Back to Patterson. Now Clark gets it left corner. Clark away to Beverly. Back to the wing to Patterson. Beverly again. Blues keeping the ball on the left side of the floor. Clark steps around her defender. Misses the layup. wrestles down the rebound and is fouled on the putback attempt. Tristan Clark, an energizer off the bench for the Blues, a tireless worker in the low post. And doing some good work on the offensive glass, imperative since the initial shot's not really falling for the Blues in this opening period. Minute 57 to go. Clark's first is up and good. 3 of 3 at the foul line. Another chance to tie the game for Tristan Clark. And she knocks that one down as well. It's 9-9. Another press break for Rye Cove. Roller handing off right side to her sister Katie. Now Grace Roten. Abigail Roller gets it again right wing. Minute 40 left in the period. Roller again on the attack. Gets to the low blocks, but a player control foul, and it's Maggie Patterson drawing the charge. And that'll be number 2 on Abigail Roller. We have yet to see Rye Cove make a change. Now we will with the early foul trouble for Roller. It's Caitlin Goins, the 5'8 senior, who will check in. And now Allison Coleman coming on for the first time for the Blues. It's Coleman, Patterson, Huffman, Dunlap, and Clark. Against the Rotens, Katie Roller, Reagan Kearns, and now Caitlin Goins. 9-9 with a minute and a half left in the opening period. Blues break the Rye Cove pressure. That has not bothered them. They've created a lot of good looks in the half court, haven't hit him. Tristan Clark missing a 3 from the corner, and the rebound corralled by Goins. Wide open shots that the Blues normally hit. Maybe feeling the pressure being the defending state champions. Here's Lexi Roten to the left elbow, back out to Reagan Kearns. To the right wing goes Grace Roten. Bounce pass away to her sister Lexi, who tried the lob underneath. And we got a foul on the baseline. It was saved by Katie Roller. That was not whom the pass was intended for, but she kept the ball alive and then got some contact from Maggie Patterson, who's called for the blocking foul. Out of bounds to Rye Cove, 58.8 seconds left in the period. Great inbounds play for the Eagles, and they missed the chippy. Reagan Kearns a wide open layup. It doesn't go. Blues have numbers going the other way. Terrific bounce pass for Maggie Patterson to Madison Dunlap, who lays it up and in. Patterson averages 2.8 assists per game as the backup point guard, playing extended minutes here with the foul trouble for Moeller. Blues up by 2. Katie Roller getting it off out front to Grace Roten. Stops on the right wing. Now Lexi Roten. Abigail Roller's on the bench now, is really the creator for the Rye Cove offense. What can they do without her on the floor? They turn it over here. Grace Roten trying to lob underneath. It goes right to Tristan Clark, playing free safety. Blues have it, 17 seconds left in the period. Allison Coleman, wing right side, one dribble feed intended for Clark, who does well to catch it in traffic. Clark keeping the ball alive, hands to Patterson. Patterson driving baseline, flips it off the back iron and in with 5 seconds to go. Rye Cove gets it in to Lexi Roten. She's not going to get off a shot. And the Fighting Blues, who struggled shooting the basketball all quarter, close on a 6-0 run, and they've got a 13-9 lead. 8 minutes in the books here in Salem. You're listening to the Virginia High School League Group 1A State Quarterfinals on First Team Broadcasting. Start of the second period here at the Kreger Center. It's Perry McClure 13, Rye Cove 9. Fighting Blues missing a lot of open jump shots in that first period, but seemed to gather themselves. They closed the quarter on a 6-0 run to take a 4-point lead. Blues 4 of 16 from the floor in the first 8 minutes, 1 of 8 from 3. But they have forced 5 Rye Cove turnovers. The Eagles 3 of 7 from the floor. Abigail Roller remaining on the bench with 2 personals. Peyton Moeller is back out there for the Blues. She picked up 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes. Ryco basketball. Katie Roller handling it out front for the Eagles and gives it behind to Lexi Roten. 20 seconds into this period. Roten guarded out front by Huffman. Now gives it off to her sister Grace. Grace Roten to the right wing. Back out it comes to Katie Roller. Already more than half a minute into the possession. The Eagles haven't gotten the ball inside the 3-point arc yet. Blues extending the defense all the way back to midcourt. Lexi Roten works left wing. Picks up her bounce. Gets it over to Katie Roller. Now Abigail's coming back to the scores table to check back in. Eagles look a little bit lost without her, and they travel here. Lexi Roten just took steps before putting the ball on the deck. And that'll be the 6th turnover for Rye Cove. So a 51-second possession without a shot for the Eagles, and it's Blues basketball with a 4-point lead. Smith, Dunlap, Huffman, Moeller, and Beverly starting lineup out there for the Blues. It's back to the starters now for Rye Cove as Abigail Roller has returned. Haley Huffman, open 3, right corner, it's up and good. Huffman missed her only attempt in the first period, but buries that one, and it's now 15-9. And a deflection, and the ball up for grabs at the other end. And we'll have a held ball whistle as Katie Roller and Haley Huffman tie up, but the Blues have the arrow. Perry McClure on an 8-0 run. They have ruled that a 2, I guess, for Huffman. At least that's what was posted on the scoreboard. So we'll have to check on that either way. Jump shot made by Huffman. Then Dunlap turns it over at the other end. Reagan Kearns just standing around the high post. Dunlap trying to dribble by her and lost the basketball. At the other end, Abigail Roller gets it in deep, kicks it out to Katie. Her 3 ball is off target. Battle for the rebound. It's tapped to Abigail Roller. Now a long 3 for Lexi Roten is no good, but another offensive board for the Eagles. Ball deflected around, and we've got a foul as it was gathered by Grace Roten inside. McKenna Smith reached in. That'll be her first 14th foul of the first half for the Blues. Tristan Clark will check in. Madison Dunlap, who did not leave the floor in the first period, gets her first break. 6:09 to play first half, 15-9 Perry McClure. Baseline inbounds play for Lexi Roten. It's deflected. Huffman got a touch on it, and Clark picks it up. Ahead to Beverly. No real numbers here for the Blues in transition. Smith gets it on the baseline. Smith dribbles into the lane. Ball poked free, and it's gathered in by Abigail Roller. That's the first turnover credited to the Blues so far. Eagles get it back down by 6, 5:48 left, second quarter. Grace Roten behind to Lexi. Again, 2 sisters, the Rotens and the Rollers, in the starting lineup for Rye Cove. Region D runners-up taking on the Region Z champion, Perry McClure. Abigail Roller between the circles. Left side to Grace Roten. Handing off to Lexi. Now back to Grace. The Roten sisters with the exchanges out front. Grace Roten will give it off to Lexi. All the way back near midcourt now. Another long offensive possession for the Eagles. Lexi Roten on the left wing. Abigail Roller cutting to the basket. Well read by McKenna Smith, who swipes it away. Smith running to the floor. Moeller's calling for it. Smith, does she see her? No, she'll take it herself. Misses a layup, but Moeller is there. Peyton Moeller was asking for the basketball. She gets it on the offensive rebound and scores her first points of this state quarterfinal on the putback. It's 17-9 Blues. At the other end, a long 2 is launched and hit by Katie Roller. And that breaks an extended 10-0 Perry McClure run. Well, they put that up as a 3. It says 17-12 right now. We'll check on that. Here's Tristan Clark, right baseline. Hits the cutting Peyton Moeller, who lays it up and in. Great recognition by Moeller. That was not a set play, but Moeller saw the lane open and darted right down it for the hoop. 19-12, 4:21 to play first half. That's a 3 that's released by Katie Roller. Air ball missed everything. McKenna Smith with a weak side rebound. Smith flips it ahead to Moeller. Blues up by 7. Here's Moeller on the right wing. Her 3 ball is up, partially deflected, I think, by Katie Roller. Maybe not. It's out of bounds, and it will be Rye Cove basketball. Emma Candon returns for the Blues, and Caitlin Goins back in for Rye Cove. 4:04 to play in the first half. The Blues up 19-12. We had a shot for Haley Huffman that I thought was a 3. It was rolled a 2. And a shot for Katie Roller that I thought was a 2. It was scored a 3. Difference between the high school and college three-point arcs here at the Kreger Center, this lovely facility at Roanoke College. Turnover by Rye Cove, trying to skip the ball long against the Blues press. It's off the fingertips of Katie Roller and out of bounds back to the Blues. Inside, Dunlap has returned, trying to score from the low blocks. No. Tristan Clark, offensive rebound, put back, no. Clark gets it again and is fouled. Boy, Tristan Clark, as she often does, working hard on the offensive glass. She's already shot 4 free throws, and she's got 2 more coming with 3:45 left in the half. Clark's first here is up, no good. That's her first miss tonight. Maggie Patterson will check in for Kate Beverly. And a second chance for Clark to push the Blues lead out to 8. On its way, good. So Tristan Clark, 5 out of 6 at the line. It's 20-12, Perry McClure. Ahead comes Abigail Roller. Stops in midcourt, and her pass deflected away and stolen. Emma Camden knocked it right to Tristan Clark. Moeller ahead to Patterson. She will launch the 3 in transition, missed everything. Maybe not the shot the Blues wanted there, but Patterson deflecting away the outlet pass. Came from out of nowhere. Tristan Clark ends up tying up Abigail Roller. It will go to the Eagles on the alternating possession. Blues again, full court pressure. It's a man-to-man as the ball comes in to Grace Roten. Stop shy at midcourt, and a timeout coming in from the Rye Cove bench. Eagles having some turnover issues, as is often the case with teams that face Perry McClure. 3:23 to play first half here in Salem. Fighting Blues up 20-12 here in the state quarterfinals. Eight-point lead for Perry McClure late in the first half here in Salem. What a wild weather day it's been here in Western Virginia and really up and down the East Coast. Hope you're safe and secure. Glad you could join us on First Team Broadcasting. Eagles break the press, almost turned it over in the half court, but now a 3 on the way left side. That's no good for Lexi Roten. We've got an offensive rebound for Caitlin Goins, but then a traveling violation. So back to the Blues with 3:05 remaining. Tristan Clark leading Perry McClure so far with 5 points. Peyton Moeller has 4. So does Madison Dunlap. Abigail Roller has 6 of Rye Cove's 12. Here's a steal for Lexi Roten, who swipes away a pass to the wing. Blues got careless with the basketball, and Rye Cove with the takeaway. The other in Abigail Roller, dribbling right corner. Double team there. She picks up her bounce, throws it into the middle of the lane. It's picked off by Peyton Moeller. Moeller going coast to coast here, lays it up and in. She always had a step on her defender. All 6 of Moeller's points have come here in the second period after the early foul trouble, and the Blues have a double-digit lead. Grace Roten got to get it over here against the Blues press. She does, but throws it right to Dunlap. And Perry McClure back on the attack. Dunlap down the lane, hands off to Emma Camden, who lays it up and in. And the Blues lead growing quickly. It's 24-12, 2:13 to go. Abigail Roller at the other and inside to Goins in the middle of the lane. Goins is fouled on the layup attempt, and she will shoot 2. That's what you have to do against a press. Once you break it, go right on the attack. Don't let the defense get back and get reset. And free throws for Caitlin Goins. Clock stops with 2:07 to play. First free throw is up, and good shooter's roll for Goins. Off the back, ironed it in. Smith, Huffman, and Beverly back in for the Blues. They will play with Patterson and Dunlap. The second free throw coming here for Caitlin Goins, trying to pull the Eagles back within 10. Does not. Missed it. And a battle for the rebound. Smith tracked it down in the corner, but then dribbled it out of bounds. So it'll be Rycove basketball. Reagan Kearns returning in place of Goen. So it's back to the starting five for Rycove. The Roten sisters, the Roller sisters, and Kearns. 24-13. Blues have scored 15 of the last 19 points in the game until that three ball up and good from the corner. Knocked down by Lexi Roten, her second tray of this first half, 24-16. Maggie Patterson for the Blues. Deep left corner, Beverly, lob to the baseline to Smith. Smith, double team, tries to hand off to Dunlap, who gets tied up by Lexi Roten. The Blues will keep it on the arrow. Baseline inbounds play coming up for Kate Beverly. She'll lob it out front to Maggie Patterson. Patterson over to the wing to Huffman. Right back to Patterson. 2-3 matchup zone still for Rycove. Inside it comes to Smith. Smith, a one-on-one little post-up move, and the jump hook won't go. And rebound to Lexi Roten. Rycove seems to have stopped the bleeding. That long Perry McClure run. Can the Eagles make this a game going into halftime? Down 8 with a minute 15 to go. Abigail Roller right side to Grace Roten. Drops it off to Lexi. Lexi Roten will circle back out front. Comes to the left wing and works it away to Abigail Roller. Goes right down the lane. The runner in traffic off the glass, no. And a strong rebound for Smith. 55 seconds to go. Blues push it ahead to Patterson. Off to Beverly, right side three is up, no good. Maggie Patterson gets the rebound. Layup attempt, no. And then we've got a foul. I believe Patterson making contact with Abigail Roller. Both players go down hard. It is going to be a foul on Patterson. That'll be her second. Team foul number 6, so no shots for Rycove. But the Eagles get the basketball back. 45 seconds to go. And the Blues ahead 24-16. Allison Coleman has checked back in for Perry McClure. So has Tristan Clark, and the Blues again. Full court defense, 1-2-1-1 look. Jogged ahead by Abigail Roller. Leaves it off for Lexi Roten. Across to Kearns. Now Katie Roller back out to Lexi Roten. Top of the key, three, no good. Beverly rebounds, half a minute to play. Adam Gilbert grabs the red towel. That means hold for one, except the Blues get a decent look in transition. Allison Coleman missing from the low blocks, and she's fouled, and the towel disappears. Foul's going to be on Reagan Kearns, her second. And free throws for Allison Coleman, part of that 9-member junior class for Perry McClure. Coleman's first free throw is up, no good. Coleman averaging 5 points per game. She's a 70% free throw shooter. 25 seconds left. A second one coming for Coleman. Looking to push the margin back to 9. And she does. 8th different player to score for the Blues in this first half. It's 25-16. Perry McClure still pressing. Rycove just does get it over. No, they do not. 10-second violation. It was getting close. But the whistle blows at 14.3. The free throws came at 25.0, so that's the proper call. Jayla Baker seeing her first action tonight. Sharpshooter for the Blues out there for what should be the last possession. Blues can extend the lead back to double figures going into halftime here. Beverly right side, Haley Huffman, 8 to go. Back to Beverly on the skip. 6 seconds left, away to Moeller. Beverly again, left side three is up, got it with 2 seconds to go. Rycove will barely get the balls all in bounds. Blues did not shoot the ball very well from beyond the arc. Well, that's the second make for Kate Beverly, and it puts Perry McClure up 28-16 going into the locker room. 12-point advantage for the defending state champions. The Fighting Blues ahead here in Salem. You're listening live on WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting. here at the half here at the Kreger Center in Salem. Perry McClure leading Rye Cove 28-16. Cold shooting early for the Fighting Blues. They were down 9-7 late in the first quarter, 10-0 run, and an extended 21-7 stretch for the Blues in the last 9 or 10 minutes of that first half. And the late three for Kate Beverly, it hit the cup with about 2 seconds left in the half, puts the Blues up by 12 at the intermission here. Winner moves on to the state semifinals either Monday or Tuesday against the victor of a game going on tomorrow afternoon at UVA Wise. That'll feature the Region D champion Eastside, which beat Rye Cove in the regional final last week against the Region C runner-up Galax. The Blues knocked off the Maroon Tide in the regional championship at Eastern Montgomery last Friday. And if Perry McClure holds on to the lead and wins, the winner of tomorrow's game between Eastside and Galax will determine the location of the semifinal. If Galax wins and the Blues advance, those two teams will play right here in Salem at the Kreger Center on Monday night. If, however, Eastside beats Galax tomorrow and Perry McClure wins, the Blues would have to go all the way down to UVA Wise for a Tuesday game in the state semifinals. The other side of the bracket, the Region A runner-up Lancaster taking on the Region B champion Stonewall Jackson tomorrow. And then tonight it's Region A champion Surrey County. The Blues beat them in the state semis last year against Region B runner-up the Appomattox Regional Governor's School. State championship a week from today at 2 o'clock tip at the Siegel Center at VCU. 12-point lead for the Blues at the break here on Rye Cove. And the state quarterfinals will come back with first half stats in just a moment. First half of this state quarterfinal game by the numbers, with Perry McClure leading Rye Cove 28-16. The Blues had a much better second period from the floor. They were 4 of 16 in the first 8 minutes, but 6 of 13 in the second quarter. Still struggling from long range. The make for Kate Beverly right before the second period buzzer. Just the second made 3 of the game for the Blues, both of them from Beverly. They were 2 of 12 from 3. 6 of 8 from the foul line on the Rye Cove side. 5 of 15 from the field. 3 of 9 from 3. And 3 of 4 at the foul line. Rebounding even, 15 apiece. Turnover count, 15 forced by the Blues. Only 4 committed by Perry McClure. Abigail Roller and Lexi Roden, 6 points apiece for Rye Cove. 1 3-ball hit by Katie Roller, and the other point coming at the foul line for Caitlin Goins. On the Blues side, Beverly 6 points on those 2 made threes. Peyton Moeller, who got in early foul trouble, scored all 6 of her points in the second period. Also had 3 assists and 2 steals in the first half. 5 points, 3 boards, and 3 steals for Tristan Clark off the bench. All 5 of the points coming at the foul line, where she was 5 of 6. 4 points for Madison Dunlap. And then running down the line, 2 points for Haley Hupp and 3 rebounds for McKenna Smith. 2 points, 2 assists for Maggie Patterson. 1 point for Allison Coleman, and 2 points for Emma Camden. Again, a 12-point lead for the Blues here at the Kreger Center in Salem. Winner moves on to the state semifinals. Perry McClure, defending Group 1A champions, trying to take that next step, hoping that 2018 ends the same way the 2017 came to a close. Second half action coming up next. You're listening to the VHSL Group 1A State Girls Basketball Quarterfinals on WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting. Jeremy Franklin with you live here at the Kreger Center on the Roanoke College campus in Salem. Started the second half of this Group 1A State Girls Basketball Quarterfinal. Perry McClure leading Rye Cove 28-16. The Fighting Blues, defending state champions, third straight appearance in the state tournament. Rye Cove back for the first time in many a year, trying to get back to the semifinals for the first time since 1994. As we've mentioned a couple times, there are two sets of sisters on the Rye Cove roster. And the mother of one of those sets of siblings, Lexi and Grace Roten, that's Lisa Starnes Roten. She was a star player on the 1987 team that won the Group A state title for Rye Cove. Eagles have some ground to make up. Perry McClure, after trailing for a good portion of the first quarter, on an extended 21-7 run, and the Blues up by 12. It is Rye Cove basketball. They go right to left here in the second half. We're back underway. Starting lineups on the floor for both teams. The Roller sisters, the Roten sisters, and Kearns for Rye Cove against Beverly, Moeller, Huffman, Smith, and Dunlap. Abigail Roller out front for Rye Cove. Deep right corner, three ball is on the way. It is short for Lexi Roten, but Abigail Roller with the rebound and the post-up bucket makes it a 10-point game. First point since the opening period for Abigail Roller, but she leads Rye Cove with 8. At the other end, the Blues work it inside to Smith. Kick to Moeller. Left wing Huffman fakes the three. Back across to Moeller against the Rye Cove zone. Now Dunlap gets it high post. Feeds the baseline to Smith. Into the lane to Dunlap. Dishes to Huffman. Open left wing three is up. No good off the back iron. But Smith the offensive rebound. Feeds Moeller on the cut. Pull-up jumper in the lane won't fall. Grace Roten has it for the Eagles. 7:04 to play. Couple of good cracks for the Blues. But it remains 28-18. Abigail Roller dribbles top of the key against Beverly. Ball poked free. Roller hangs with it, puts up the runner off the glass and good. Abigail Roller with the first 4 points of the second half, and Rye Cove has closed the gap down to 8. At the other end, Huffman wing right side out front to Moeller. Gets to Dunlap at the foul line. Dunlap on the drive, some contact, no whistle, and Rye Cove comes away with the basketball. Only 2 baskets in the first half for the Blues. Leading scorer Madison Dunlap trying to get her involved. Did not get the whistle that time. Abigail Roller right side. Lexi Roten launches the three. It's good, and it's a 5-point game, and the Blues may need a timeout. 7-0 run for the Eagles to start the second half, and they are right back in it, and Adam Gilbert will indeed call for time. We'll keep it here. 6:19 to go. It's now 28-23. Rye Cove playing with house money. This is a team that won the consolation game of the Cumberland District Tournament to get a better seed in the regional. They beat Honaker badly in the quarterfinals of the Region D playoffs, but then came from behind, squeaked out a 1-point win over Patrick Henry. Lost by 19 against Eastside in the Region D championship. They are the underdogs, not just because they're the regional runner-up, but they're playing the defending state champs. Much closer to Buena Vista than to Scott County, Virginia. 7 straight Rye Cove points, 28-23. How will the Blues respond coming out of the timeout? Huffman on the wing. Kicks across to Moeller. Now Dunlap at the foul line. Back to Huffman. Open right side three is short. And we got a foul on the rebound. It was a good box out for Grace Roten. Then McKenna Smith came over the back. So an empty possession again for the Blues. Still looking for their first points of the second half. Rye Cove trying to extend a 7-0 run. The Eagles can make this a one-possession game now. They'll have to do it against Perry McClure's full court pressure. Up the floor comes Lexi Roten, picks up her dribble, feeds it ahead to Kearns. Still shy of midcourt, back to Grace Roten. Now the lob ahead to Katie Roller. Gets it over the timeline. Abigail Roller going back to work, right inside, layup good. It's a 3-point game. 9-0. Rye Cove run in the first 2 minutes and change here in the third period. Moeller top of the key three, short. Long rebound deflects out. Clark trying to grab it. And Clark from the deck trying to feed the baseline. It's out of bounds. Back to Rye Cove. 9-0 run for the Eagles. 5:31 to play here in the third. They could add even more to that spurt. A 3-ball would tie it. Lexi Roten picks up her dribble deep backcourt. And we got a timeout called by Kelly Hood. Sensing the Eagles were in trouble, potential 10-second violation, but it's all Rye Cove right now. The Eagles have scored the first 9 points of this second half. They've closed the Perry McClure lead down to 3. 5:23 left here in the third period. It is game on here in the state quarterfinals. First 9 points of this second after Rye Cove. Eagle basketball, what was a 12-point halftime deficit, now only 3. Here's a turnover, though. Dunlap with the steal at midcourt. Driving ahead is Dunlap. Nothing there in transition. Kick to Beverly. 3-ball is up. No good. Tristan Clark, though, with another offensive rebound. She had a couple of those in the first half, and Clark fouled on the way back up. She will go to the line. Looking to hit some more free throws and get the Blues on the board here in the second half. First one up and good. Clark on the season, a 44% foul shooter. She is 6 of 7 tonight. Back to a 2-possession game. And she gets the second to go as well. So 30-25. How big has Clark been off the bench tonight for the Blues? Almost another steal for Dunlap at midcourt. Numbers off the press break. Elbow jumper is up. It won't go for Grace Roten. And guess who? It's Tristan Clark with the rebound. Now Moeller will launch it ahead to Patterson as the Eagles hustle back nothing on the break for the Blues. Moeller has it out front to Dunlap. Foul line jumper good. So 4 straight points for Perry McClure. And it's back to a 7-point lead. Full court pressure again for Perry McClure. Abigail Roller gets it ahead to Katie. Press break, but then Clark knocks the ball away on the wing. And we got a foul while the ball's on the floor. Lexi Roten had regained possession and then a reach in. I believe that's going to go against Clark. Nope, they're going to call Patterson instead. That'll be number 3 on Maggie Patterson, who would check back in place of Haley Huffman. 7-point Blues lead, 4:26 left in the third as the ball comes into Lexi Roten. Sister Grace sets the screen. Now Grace gets it out on the perimeter. Dribbles right wing, lob into traffic, knocked away and stolen. Tristan Clark comes up with the basketball. That was not a good pass at all. At the other end, Beverly launching it ahead to Patterson. Patterson handing off to Beverly. Now Patterson again inside Dunlap. Post up, kick out, Moeller open left side, three is up, an air ball, and out of bounds back to Rye Cove. You play in small high school gyms all year long, and then you get into a big venue like the Kreger Center, and there is a lot of space behind both baskets, but especially behind the one that the Blues are shooting at. How often do high school gyms have stands in one end zone? Depth perception can be tricky, but the Blues' defensive pressure is trickier. They force another turnover at midcourt, and then Patterson is fouled by Lexi Roten. That'll be the first foul on Rye Cove in this second half. 3:45 left in the third. The Blues, who saw a 12-point halftime lead, shrink down to 3, now up by 7, 32-25. Ball comes into Peyton Moeller, right wing Beverly. 2-3 matchup. Zone look continues for Rye Cove. Moeller up top, feeds Dunlap, high post. Dunlap caught. Back out to Moeller, to Beverly, right corner three, up, no good. Maggie Patterson with the offensive rebound. She will feed the corner. Now Moeller the drive and dish for Clark. Top of the key jumper way short. And another air ball on the jump shot for the Blues, and it's out of bounds back to the Eagles. The only downside of an air ball jump shot for Rye Cove is that it gives the Blues a chance to set up their pressure. Into Abigail Roller, ball deflected at midcourt. Roller gets it back. Another near turnover there for the Eagles, but Lexi Roten has it in the half-court set now. Away to Abigail Roller, who had 6 of the 9 points of that 9-0 run that Rye Cove used to start the second half. Roller drives baseline, triple-teamed, gets it away somehow. The short jumper is missed by Katie Roller, and a foul on the rebound going against Reagan Kearns as Tristan Clark had secured the basketball for the Blues. That'll be the third on Kearns, second team foul on Rye Cove. Blues get it back up 7 with 2:57 left in the quarter. Moeller to the right wing to Maggie Patterson. Bad pass back out front. Stolen away by Lexi Roten. 2-on-1 if they hurry, but Patterson racing back. She going to get called for a foul here. It looked like she had stolen the ball away from Katie Roller, but no, they've got Patterson for a reach in. And that'll be number 4 on Maggie Patterson. It's the third team foul. Check that 4th team foul on the Blues this half. Must have gotten a piece of the arm there. Patterson sits with 4 fouls. Emma Camden back in. Ball comes into Katie Roller. Now Lexi Roten on the wing. Away to Katie Roller. Caught without her dribble in a tight spot. Lob underneath. Dunlap able to steal it away from Abigail Roller. Another errant pass down low, and the Blues at the other end. Long one from Beverly to Camden. Just does keep that in bounds. Back to Beverly. Now left wing to Moeller, inside to Tristan Clark. The post up, the lean around, the layup, good. It's the first field goal for Tristan Clark, who scored 7 points at the line. And now we got a foul on the open floor. Moeller, a little hip check on Abigail Roller. That'll be Peyton Moeller's third. Picked up 2 in the first 3 minutes of the game. The team fouls are piling up here. That's number 5 on the Blues this half. So only one more to give, and we've still got more than 10 minutes to play. 9-point lead for Perry McClure after that bucket for Tristan Clark. Inside, Abigail Roller, wide open layup. Blues gambling out on the perimeter. Abigail Roller all alone under the rim, and her layup cuts the lead back down to 7. Minute 54 left here in the third. Clark up top, away to Moeller. Back to Tristan Clark, right elbow. Dishes to Beverly, to the baseline to Dunlap. Back out front, Moeller. Away to Beverly, right side, 3 is up and good. Nothing but net for Kate Beverly. Her third connection from long range. She's hit 1 in each quarter, and it will be followed up by a Perry McClure timeout. 10-point lead for the Blues. Minute 40 to play in the third. It's 37-27. You're listening to the Group 1A State Girls Basketball Quarterfinals on First Team Broadcasting. got some scoreboard issues that we're trying to sort out here. They had initially put a basket up for Perry McClure that Rye Cove had scored. So when we went to break, it said 39-25. It should have been 37-27. Now they've gone to 34-27. Should be a 10-point lead for the Blues with 1:40 left here in the third period. Now they've gotten everything sorted out. That's why both teams keep a book along with the official score and the statistician. More than one person to ask when you do have a discrepancy. So a 10-point lead for the Blues. It's Rye Cove basketball. The last piece of action before the Perry McClure timeout, a made three-pointer for Kate Beverly. Her third of the night. All 9 points for the senior have come from beyond the three-point arc. Eagles going the length of the floor. Perry McClure still extending the defense, trying to wear down this Rye Cove team, which has only played 6 players tonight. Only one of those has seen limited action. Eagles break the press. Lexi Roten, a step-back three. It is good. That's her 4th tray tonight. And Rye Cove hanging around, back within 7 with 1:19 to go. Emma Camden answers from the right corner. What a big shot for Emma Camden. She's the first Blue other than Beverly to hit a 3 tonight, and then Camden just about forcing a turnover. The ball loose in the deep backcourt. Rye Cove recovers. The Eagles have to hurry to get this up. The ball knocked away again by Camden. Now forced over the timeline, and Dunlap called for a foul going after a steal. 10-second count must have reset since the Blues had established possession. And they've hit Dunlap with her first foul. It's on the floor, and the Blues just barely under the limit, so just Rye Cove basketball, 40-30, Perry McClure, 56 seconds left in the quarter. Lexi Roten wants another 3. Camden denies it. Left side, Katie Roller, long 2, won't go. Tristan Clark has been great tonight. Another rebound for the reserve forward. At the other end, Moeller telegraphing a long pass to Camden, and the Blues fortunate that all Lexi Roten can do is knock it out of bounds. 41.2 seconds to go. And the ball comes into Moeller. And Adam Gilbert says slow down. Blues are going to melt this clock down. Hold for the final shot. It's 40-30 Perry McClure. The Blues seemingly had established control of this game going into halftime. They led by 12, but Rye Cove sprinting back out of the locker room. Scored the first 9 points of this third period. Pulled within 3 before the Blues righted the ship. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Moeller just hanging out 40 feet from the rim. Rye Cove's defense within the three-point arc. Now Moeller starts ahead with 9 to go. Moeller, right side, Camden around the screen. Airmails a 3-ball. Abigail Roller's got it. Half-court heave, well short at the buzzer. And the Blues will have to be content with a 10-point lead going into the final 8 minutes of this state quarterfinal. It's Perry McClure 40 and Rye Cove 30. Back in just a moment here on WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting. Jeremy Franklin with you at the Kreger Center in Salem. We get this fourth quarter underway with Perry McClure ahead by 10. It's 40-30. Tristan Clark leading the Blues tonight. 9 points and 8 rebounds. Kate Beverly also has 9 points on 3 makes from beyond the arc. 6 points, 5 assists for Peyton Moeller. 6 points for Madison Dunlap. On the Rye Cove side, Abigail Roller, Lexi Roten have combined for 26 of the Eagles' 30 points, and they had all 14 in that third period. Blues have the basketball. Moeller, Huffman, Beverly, Smith, and Dunlap, the starters out there. It's also the starting lineup for the Eagles. Abigail Roller, Lexi Roten, Katie Roller, Reagan Kearns, Grace Roten. Moeller gets it on the post up. Kick to Huffman. Right elbow jumper is short. And the long rebound secured by Katie Roller. Here comes Abigail Roller for the Eagles. Dribbles right side, dribbles to the low blocks. Feeds away to Kearns. Now left side to Katie Roller. Back out to Grace Roten. Hands off to Lexi Roten. Left wing to Kearns. Man-to-man defense for the Blues right now. Lexi Roten trying to get some space on the wing, not given by Huffman. Now Abigail Roller will get it between the circles. 7:13 to go in a 10-point game. The winner moves on to the state semifinals to take on either Eastside or Galex. Those two teams play Saturday at UVA Wise. Now Lexi Roten almost lost it out front. Hangs on. Dribbles left wing. Huffman still defending now. Gives it up to Grace Roten. Roten coming around the screen. Dishes off to the wing to Kearns. Kearns back out to Katie Roller. Still nothing going toward the basket here for Rye Cove. And the last 20-30 seconds. Lexi Roten gets it to Abigail Roller. She will attack the rim. Now kicks it out to the left elbow. Open jumper for Grace Roten, but it won't go. And a good rebound by Kate Beverly. So the long possession is an empty trip for Rye Cove. And then a three-quarter court pass on a dime. Peyton Moeller to Madison Dunlap for the open layup. And the Blues have a 12-point lead. Sixth assist of the game for Moeller, right at her season average. Those two on the same page. Now Lexi Roten, quick release on the three, no good. Finally got a little bit of space, but cannot hit. And the Blues have the rebound. 6 minutes to go, ahead 42-30. No one ever stops the basketball for Rye Cove, so Peyton Moeller will take it right to the rim for the easy layup. 8 points to go along with those 6 assists, and the Blues have their biggest lead of the game. Timeout Rye Cove, 44-30, Perry McClure. 5:54 to play here in the fourth period. State quarterfinal action from Salem. We are live from the Kreger Center here on the Roanoke College campus. Jeremy Franklin with you for our special coverage of this state girls basketball quarterfinal on WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting. Biggest lead of the night for the defending state champs, Perry McClure, on top of Rye Cove, 44-30, with 5:54 left in the fourth. And the Blues, who forced 19 turnovers through the first 3 periods, back in their full court defense. Abigail Roller gets it for Rye Cove. Double teamed to midcourt, just does get it away to Grace Roten. And now across the timeline comes Lexi Roten. Stops left wing, wants the three. Beverly gets a hand in her face, and the ball given up to Abigail Roller. Roller out to Katie, her sister on the wing. Misses the three. Abigail with the rebound. Abigail's runner off the glass and good. She's got 16 tonight. And a much-needed basket for Rye Cove as the Eagles are back within a dozen. Moeller up the right side to Beverly. Beverly back out to McKenna Smith. No hurry for the Blues here on offense. Up double figures. Moeller, another great look from the left wing, throws it to the weak side. On the backdoor cut, McKenna Smith gets it and lays it up and in. And then Moeller with the steal in transition. Another turnover forced by the Blues press. Moeller will muscle that one up and good. As we heard Coach Gilbert say in the pregame interview, Peyton Moeller, one of those players who stepped it up a notch here in the postseason. Already playing at such a high level. And Moeller has 10 points and at least 7 assists tonight. Haley Huffman calling for a foul. As the Blues continue to press, that's her first, 6th team foul. So the next one would put Rye Cove at the line. 4:53 to play. The Blues up 48-32. Finally some separation for Perry McClure, which has had a tough time shaking the Region D runners up tonight. Is there one last run left in the Eagles? Katie Roller hands off to Lexi Roten. Right side three, no. Dunlap securing the rebound, gets it ahead to Emma Camden. Camden, right wing, Beverly launches the three ball, no good. Maybe not the shot the Blues wanted that time. Katie Roller back the other way, but no numbers for Rye Cove. 16-point Blues lead, 4 minutes, 19 seconds to go. Abigail Roller down the lane, draws some contact, and goes down hard. She was trying to split the double team of Moeller and Clark. It's a foul on Moeller. That will be her 4th personal. And it does give the Eagles a chance to score with the clock stopped, 4:18 to go. First free throws of the second half for Rye Cove. Roller misses the first. She is now 2 of 3 at the line. Moeller out. Maggie Patterson, who also has 4 personals, returns. Second shot coming for Abigail Roller. That is on its way and good to make it 48-33. Here's Patterson shipping it ahead to Emma Camden. Camden away to Dunlap. Dunlap will hand it back to Beverly. Adam Gilbert calling the play from the sideline. Beverly bounced past right wing to Camden. Camden dribbling along the perimeter as we hit the 4-minute mark in this 4th quarter. Beverly inside, Dunlap, the post up, the leaner left-handed all the way around the rim, no. And a tie-up on the rebound. It looked like Kearns was going to get it easily. Dunlap reached in and got the basketball, but Rye Cove does have the arrow. Good look for Dunlap, won't fall. And back to the Eagles, still a 15-point Perry McClure lead, 3:48 to go. Eagles get it across against the Blues pressure. Now Abigail Roller, the feed on the cut, and that is going to be the end of the night for Maggie Patterson. Made some contact on the pass. Patterson with her 5th personal foul. So she is disqualified with 3:41 to go. Adam Gilbert will keep Peyton Moeller on the bench, at least for now. He puts Haley Huffman back in the game in place of Patterson. It's a 1-and-1 coming up for Abigail Roller on the 8th Perry McClure team foul. Roller 1 of 2 just a moment ago. 3 out of 4 at the line tonight. Front end of the 1-and-1 is short, but Kearns tapping the rebound out to Grace Roten. That'll lead to a Katie Roller 3 that is good. So the free throw missed, but the offensive rebound sets up a triple, and the lead is down to 12. 3:26 to go. Dunlap on the perimeter. Will the Blues maybe shorten this game a little bit, especially with the foul trouble? Clark on the right side, away to Camden. And we've got a whistle away from the basketball on the Eagles. That will be just their 3rd team foul. The only thing to watch out for Rye Cove, individual fouls, since they have played the starting 5 most of the game tonight, but it's on Katie Roller, and that's only her 1st. So the Eagles have several more to give, which they might want to give in the not-too-distant future in case they do need to a foul to extend the game. There's another one. It's on Abigail Roller. So that's her 3rd, team's 4th. 3:09 left, 48-36, Perry McClure. Beverly inbounding to Huffman. Back out to Dunlap. Nothing on the inbounds pass, so the Blues will pull it back out front. Tristan Clark directing traffic, and now hands it off to Beverly. Beverly away to Camden. 2:49 to go. Camden out front to Huffman. Huffman to Dunlap on the wing. Dunlap across to Tristan Clark as Peyton Moeller comes back to the scores table. Now Beverly. Ball knocked away. She retrieves it and gets it back to Camden. Adam Gilbert will take a timeout. He needs Moeller back on the floor here. We'll take a break as well. 2:32 left in the 4th. 12-point lead for Perry McClure. Just over 2.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. It's Perry McClure 48, Rye Cove 36. And a foul at the midcourt line as the Blues get it back in to Peyton Moeller. The whistle against Grace Roten, her 3rd. And team foul number 5. Blues will lob it toward the rim. Moeller saving it inbounds to Madison Dunlap. Layup, no. Could have easily been a turnover. Dunlap then misses at the rim. Abigail Roller going coast to coast. Layup short in traffic. Huffman rebounds, gets it away to Beverly. Missed chance for Rye Cove there. It was a 1-on-2, but Abigail Roller fearless attacking the rim. She's hit a lot of those contested shots tonight. Reagan Kearns gives a foul at midcourt. That'll be the last to give for the Eagles. And that's the fourth personal on Kearns. And we were off on the team foul count by 1, so that is number 7. And that puts the Blues in the bonus with 2:12 to play. First free throws of the night for Moeller, who's got 10 points and 7 assists. Moeller on the season a 69.5% foul shooter. Front end of the 1-and-1, good. Pioneer District Player of the Year in 2016-17. Moeller first team All-State, helping lead the Blues to that state championship. Hits both free throws here to push the lead back to 14. Blues still extending the defense. It makes Rye Cove take some time getting the ball up the floor, time that they don't have to spare. Here's Lexi Roten on the left wing to the corner. Katie Roller for 3. An air ball into the hands of Moeller. And Moeller fouled by Katie Roller. Peyton Moeller will head back to the line with 1:55 to play. And the Blues closing in on a third straight appearance in the state semifinals. Lost to eventual champion Northwood in 2016, beat Surrey County last year. Would go on to knock off George Wythe in Richmond in the state final. Moeller's free throw rims out. So the rebound to Abigail Roller. It's 50-36 Blues, 1:49 and counting to go. Lexi Roten open left side 3, no good. And Dunlap elevates for the rebound. Now picks up her dribble deep backcourt, gets it away to Moeller with Rye Cove chasing the basketball. Moeller ahead to Beverly across the midcourt line. Now they'll slow down. 90 seconds to play. Blues up by 14. Couple of skip passes for the Blues, and then the foul given by Katie Roller. This will put Kate Beverly at the line for 1-and-1. Beverly 9 points tonight on 3 3-pointers. The lone active senior now for the Blues, Hannah Kraft. Such a big part of Perry McClure's success in recent years, picking up a leg injury in the regional quarterfinal win over Rural Retreat. And likely has seen her career come to an end. Substitutions here for the Blues as Beverly shoots the front end of the 1-and-1, knocks it down. 80% foul shooter, best on the Perry McClure side among the starters. Look down the line, see Emma Camden at 83% off the bench. Beverly gets them both to go. She is in double figures for the 16th time this season, and it's 52-36 Blues. Abigail Roller at the other end, the runner no good. Camden rebounds and gets fouled. Allison Coleman, McKenna Smith, Jayla Baker all back on the court for the Blues. And that was the 10th team foul on Rye Cove, so double bonus for Emma Camden, who has 5 points tonight. First season with Perry McClure, transferring from Rockbridge County. And a second-team All-District selection. She's the leading bench scorer for the Blues, 7.8 points per game. First free throw here, up nothing but net. 1:17 to play, 53-36. And the second one for Camden makes it an 18-point game. The Blues finally pulling away from the Eagles late. Here's Katie Roller for Rye Cove. Out front to Reagan Kearns. Back out to Abigail Roller. 1:06 to go. Lexi Roten around the screen. Pulls up top of the key. A one-handed three ball, no good. And the Blues get it back with exactly 60 seconds to play. And the Perry McClure faithful, and there are a lot of them who've made the trip down to Salem, starting to cinch it here. Win number 25, 55 seconds away. Kelly Hood says don't foul. And the Blues may just run out the clock. And now the ovation from the Perry McClure faithful begins in earnest. They were expected to get back here. They were expected to advance tonight. Not always easy to win games as the favorite. Just had a few lights kick out here at the Kreger Center. Not all of them. With the Blues dribbling out the clock, 25 seconds to go. Got a 5 count going, so Beverly has to dribble it back out to Allison Coleman. 25-2. That'll be the Blues record in 11 seconds of game time. The rest of the lights just came back on. Thank goodness. There's another game here. A boys quarterfinal between George Wythe and Honaker. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and 0. And Perry McClure back through to the state semifinals for the 3rd straight year. The Fighting Blues see off a great effort from Rye Cove, which refused to go down quietly. Ultimately, the Blues pull away in the final period, and they win it 54-36. That's your final here in Salem. We'll take a quick break. Come back with our post-game show on WLUR All Access, powered by First Team Broadcasting. Our final score here at the Kreger Center in Salem tonight in the state quarterfinals. Group 1A girls basketball, Perry McClure 54 and Rye Cove 36. Jeremy Franklin joined now by the head coach of the Fighting Blues, Adam Gilbert. Coach, congratulations on the win. Despite the final scoreline, the 18-point victory, it was not easy. Rye Cove gave you everything you could handle tonight.
No, they did. I thought they handled our pressure, I guess, a lot better than we thought they would. And we had some hard time making some adjustments. We talked about it, but we just couldn't get it done. But give credit to them. I thought they had a pretty good game plan coming into it. They played hard all night, but ultimately we had enough in the tank to get it done. So
you had a very slow shooting start tonight. What got the offense going for you?
I don't know. I really don't know. They were packing it in tight, forcing us to shoot it from the outside. We missed a few early, but I think our defense, finally, we got some turnovers and some easy buckets, and that kind of opened the rim up a little bit for us. We've got to shoot a little bit better Monday or Tuesday, whatever day it is.
You got a big lift, I thought, off the bench tonight from Tristan Clark, who hit a bunch of free throws, kept crashing the offensive glass. She finished with 9 points and 8 rebounds.
Yeah, Tristan had a good ball game. It's probably one of her better ball games. Good time to have it. We needed it. She was the spark off the bench, I think. And to go back to your last question, I think Tristan got us going a little bit. She kept some things alive for us on the offensive end when we weren't hitting shots, getting to the foul line, hitting some buckets. So, yeah, she had a really good ball game for us.
Go back to the question I asked you for the pregame interview and that we've talked about in our coverage for the News Gazette this season. It's not easy to play with a target on your back. You've had that all season, but especially now that you're in the postseason, everyone's gunning for you, and your kids, even if it wasn't a perfect game, they certainly responded tonight.
They did. It definitely was not our best ball game of the year by any stretch of the imagination as far as execution on the defensive end of the floor, offensively too, but we had enough. The kids, they're competitors. They're going to fight. They're going to find a way to get it done, and we found a way to get it done tonight. I told them it doesn't always have to be pretty. We just got to find a way to get it done.
State semifinals up next. You'll either play the Gaylocks team you beat in the regional championship or an Eastside team that just beat Rye Cove by a very similar scoreline. Your initial thoughts on that potential matchup?
Whoever it is, it's going to be a tough ball game. If we get Eastside, we're going to have to travel. Really don't want to do that, but if we can get Gaylocks here in Roanoke, that would probably be a better fit for us. Sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for, but I'd much rather play closer to home than have to travel 4 hours to play. But if that's the case, then we'll travel to UVA Wise and take on a pretty good Eastside team. So,
well, Adam, congratulations on the win. Best of luck in the semis.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Jeremy.
That's Adam Gilbert, the head coach of Perry McClure. The Fighting Blues advanced to the state Final Four as they beat Rye Cove 54-36 in Salem tonight. We'll take another quick break, come back with post-game stats here on First Team Broadcasting. Perry McClure defeats Ryko 54-36 here in the Group 1A State Girls Basketball Quarterfinals. The Fighting Blues improved to 25-2. They advance to the state semifinals. They'll take on the winner of tomorrow's Eastside Galax quarterfinal. Those two teams meeting at UVA Wise, and the winner of that game determines the location of the Blues semifinal. If Galax can knock off Eastside, the Blues get to come right back here to the Kreger Center on Monday night. If Eastside wins, Perry McClure has to play them at UVA Wise on Tuesday. Fighting Blues tonight shot 35% from the field, 18 of 51, just 4 of 22 from 3. They were 14 of 17 at the foul line. Ryko 13 of 36 from the floor, 36%, 6 of 19 from 3, 4 of 7 at the line. Rebounding almost a dead heat, 30-29 Perry McClure, but 20 turnovers created by the Blues defense, only 6 committed by PM. Abigail Roller, a game-high 17 points for Ryko. She also had 8 rebounds, 12 points for Lexi Roten. Those two combined for 29 of Ryko's 36. The other 2 field goals, a pair of threes for Katie Roller, who had 6 points and 6 rebounds, and 1 point for Caitlin Goins. Grace Roten had 3 assists. Reagan Kearns with 4 rebounds. 2 Blues in double figures. Peyton Moeller, 12 points, 7 assists, and 4 steals. Kate Beverly finished with 11 points. Tristan Clark, again, such a big lift off the bench tonight for the Blues. 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 steals. Madison Dunlap held to 8 points tonight. Frequently double-teamed, especially down low. She did have 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. 7 points for Emma Camden, and then 2 points apiece for Haley Huffman and McKenna Smith, along with 2 points and 2 assists off the bench for Maggie Patterson, 1 point for Allison Coleman. So the Blues get the job done. Final scoreline belies how this game unfolded. Perry McClure took control late in the first quarter, up by 12 at the half, but then Ryko, that great run early in the second half, got within 3. The Blues righted the ship and finally stretched out the lead in the final minutes against what had to have been a fatigued Ryko team. All 5 starters for the Eagles played at least 30 of the 32 minutes tonight. So the Blues are moving on to face either Galax or Eastside in the state semifinals, a win away from heading back to the state championship. Again, it'll be the Blues against Galax on Monday here in Salem, or a trip to UVA Wise to face Eastside on Tuesday. State championship game at the Siegel Center at VCU next Friday, March the 9th at 2 p.m. That's going to do it for our coverage of this State Girls Basketball quarterfinal. Thanks to Andy McEnroe and the great folks at First Team Broadcasting for helping us with tonight's coverage. I'm Jeremy Franklin saying so long from the Kreger Center in Salem. Perry McClure wins it over Ryko. The Fighting Blues beat the Eagles 54-36.